Anyways, an Amish community was fined nearly $300,000 for failing to download an app. They're Amish, bro. What are you talking about? So, I wanted to see kind of just quickly what's going on with
I'm
this.
here at an Amish farmhouse in the township of Chatsworth, Ontario, about a 2.5-hour drive.
Alrighty, man. Yeah, it's no worries, man. I hope you have a great night. Or, I mean, you said it was the morning for you, so I hope you have a good rest of your day, whatever you're doing. And take care with school, man. I wish you the best with that stuff. You're gonna go far, I promise you. But yeah, we're gonna get back into this.
Drive west of Toronto. It's so nice here. It's so gorgeous.
Wait, this is.
I'm with some
Hold on.
farmhouse in the township of Chatsworth, Ontario, about a
What?
2.5-hour drive west of Toronto. It's so nice here. It's so gorgeous. I'm with
I
some
didn't even know this
horses
was
and
in
some
Canada. Okay, I actually didn't even know this was in Canada. I thought this was somewhere else. What?
cows. They're all watching to see what the hubbub is about. What's interesting about this place is that it is run as if it was the 18th century. In fact, the
because they're Amish.
were a
Thank you, man. I hope
order
we
that
meet
was
again next stream.
persecuted.
Yeah, man.
In
I'll
Europe.
be
They
streaming
went,
again tomorrow, so if you're free at any time, pop over. It'd be great talking to you again. But yeah, again, I hope you have a great rest of your day, brother.
The Netherlands and Germany and Switzerland, and they came over to North America, including to Canada. You might be more familiar with the Amish
these guys.
in Pennsylvania. They're the subject of
Bro,
many...
I used to live out in Mount Forest, which is like, it's actually pretty close to where this is, where he's talking about this. You used to see, well, you definitely still do. You see horse and buggy all the time. You see the Amish people, you see all that shit. So, dude, it's so crazy.
Hollywood movies,
$300,000.
an exciting one with Harrison Ford when he took refuge by hiding in an Amish community precisely because it was unplugged. It was a great movie, and many of the things in there are just the same here. There are no telephones. There is no internet.
No,
People
you can't have any of that.
spend their days surfing or Facebooking or Instagramming. They do something that I think would terrify many people today. They actually meet each other and talk to each other face to face. They go to church every Sunday in a horse-drawn carriage. There's no car.
Yeah. They are not allowed to have any modern technologies. They're not allowed whatsoever. It's against their religion or it's against all of it. So it's crazy that they're being fined so much for not downloading an app. What? That's like that's literally the same thing as fining a Middle Eastern person who's wearing a turban. It's literally the same thing. Oh, you have to take that off or we're going to fine you. It's the same thing. What?
And even the houses do not have electricity. There is a small diesel engine in the workshop, which I'll show you in a minute, because they make all their own stuff and they have some need for power tools. But basically,
and that's a kind of a newer thing. From what I understand, there's two types of Amish. It's like the modern Amish and the old school Amish. The old school use nothing. Literally nothing whatsoever. It's just wood, like hand tools, all that different stuff. The modern Amish use a little bit more features. They have the buggies with the lights and the different stuff like that. From what I understand, there's kind of two different types of Amish.
Use tools as they did hundreds of years ago. Even the farm
look at that fucking sickle, dude.
Is horse-drawn vehicles.
That's crazy.
I was just shown a brand new manure spreader, and I made a joke that was one of my nicknames. That's not actually true, but I was trying to find some humor that would work on someone who was a farmer who didn't know pop culture references. It's fascinating stepping onto an Amish farm. These people are law-abiding,
crazy,
peaceful. They're pacifist, which is one of the reasons they've been picked on. They don't get into fights. They don't get into wars. And I was talking to one of the community.
Yeah, I mean, the Amish just kind of chill, do their own thing. From what I've never heard of it like, oh, an Amish has gone crazy, fucking all this shit. I mean, what? Like they're just like farmers. They just have little horses and cows, and they just live their life. Like leave them the fuck alone.
Community elders who said
What?
if they ever break the law, they pay the price submissively. They do not fight in court. He gave me the example. He said, what if a young Amish man
Okay.
went shooting rabbits on someone else's property who had signs do not enter? He said in a case such as that, and it sounds like that might have happened, they plead guilty, they pay the fine and pay the price as a community. They are not belligerent people.
Oh.
But what's so interesting
As a community. That's interesting. I didn't think they would. That's cool how they kind of like they pay it as a community to. I mean, obviously, I'm not. I believe to kind of like have camaraderie and solidarity for one another. I think that's really cool how nice these people are. You don't get that with a lot of people.
is in this one case, they know in their gut something's wrong. Close to $400,000 in fines.
Where's the number? It's all in French. There's no number.
Mainly for not using Justin Trudeau's stupid
One of the judgment costs. Oh no, never mind. I thought that was 2,000%. I was about to lose my mind. I misread that completely. $1,900 basically in this little transaction right here. That's crazy.
ArriveCan app. And just think about that. You know the
Wait.
ArriveCan app, when you would travel back to Canada from a foreign land during COVID, you had to fill out this buggy spyware malware app that we now know was money laundering tens of millions of dollars. Anyways, how do the Amish use an app when they don't have a phone? They don't have electricity. And
What? Not even that. They're not even flying. Oh my god. It's insane. It's actually insanity. This is the Trudeau government. This is what you get with Trudeau. You literally get bullies trying to pickpocket you in front of your face. They tell you, hey, we're gonna pickpocket you, and then pick your pockets. That's crazy, man.
why should they use it at all, given their
Wow.
religious exemption from
Yeah.
taking the COVID jab? None of it made sense, but don't tell that to the bureaucrats
Well, and they also, like, they have a religious thing that says they can't use technology.
enforcing the ArriveCan app on behalf of Justin Trudeau and the
Crazy.
bureaucrats prosecuting the ArriveCan app fines, who answered to Doug Ford himself. What's so incredible is I sat
Wow.
down for a meeting for about 90 minutes with the head of the community. He showed me that in the 74 families in this community, they have $400,000 in fines. And here's what's new. Here's what I have never
Wow.
seen before in all of our stories involving
So they must have fined individual people about $19,000 each.
the ArriveCan app. Because these folks here are not getting emails,
Wow.
they're not getting phone calls, collections agents, they have nowhere to phone. So what they've done is they have attached a lien on the title deeds of these homes, a kind of legal encumbrance, without telling the folks here. That's the crazy thing. I was told about a young Amish farmer who went to the bank to get a bank loan to buy some cattle. He was told by the bank officer, I can't do that. Did you know that there is a lien on your property for thousands of dollars for the ArriveCan?
What? Like, what in the world? How do you expect somebody to do that? Like, that's corruption to the highest degree. That's complete and utter corruption. You're attacking somebody who cannot defend themselves. A. B. They don't even know how to defend themselves. And C. They have no religious belief in what would be an effect of your ArriveCan app. They have no religious belief in modern technologies. They don't travel with airplanes. They they don't use phones. They don't have emails. They don't use cell phones. You're literally attacking people who have no idea they're even being attacked. And what's the point? They're gonna like, they're submissive, so that you think they're just gonna give you the $400,000.
And
I
the
hope they
Amish then
fight it.
said,
I hope they
"What?"
fight it, because that's crazy.
So not only were they harassed into using this app that they couldn't use, not
Yeah.
only were they persecuted because they have a religious exemption because of their religion, but I've never seen this before. The province of Ontario went ahead and tagged homes, not this particular home, but homes in this community,
Wow.
stopping families from changing the title from father to son on a farm. Stop.
Wow. They're going to that, like, they're going to extreme lengths with this. It's not even just that they did it. It's not even that they just pushed the fine and that was it. They're putting liens. They're stopping the transactions, like, movements of the house title and or the deeds. What? Like, you're destroying these people.
Stopping families from using the farm to get a loan to
Literally
operate their
destroying
farm.
these
I've
people.
never seen such a punitive, bureaucratic, bullying example in
Yeah,
my life.
bullying. They're
And as you know, the
bullying.
Democracy Fund has fought 3,000 cases, many of them on the ArriveCan issue. It was challenging to set up today's meeting. Like I say, we just physically showed up, but we found a friend of the community who's not Amish himself, but he does some business with the Amish. He heard about the Democracy Fund. He knew that the Democracy Fund would take cases of people from any background,
Yeah,
any
they
religion,
better.
any station in life, and he contacted us. And through this friendly neighbor, we were able to arrange a meeting today. Like I say, normally we
It's
interview
crazy.
the expert, we interview the newsmaker. But that was a rule we had to follow here. We couldn't show the face or the voice of the community elder. In fact, he asked us not even to use his name, and we're going to respect that.
Oh.
We're going to do more than respect that. We're going to help them. We are going to take the cases.
I wonder why that's the case. Like, they're not allowed to use technology or anything, but nothing's really been said about them being on technology, like, videoing and stuff like that. At least I've never heard of anything like that. So I wonder if it's just personal or if that is actually something in their religion. That's interesting. I've never heard of
of
that.
these people. We're starting with 3 cases, but I hope we can take many more. Trouble is, these things were done, like I say, without notice to the community. Some of these liens are 2 years old.
What?
So we've got to get in there and convince a judge to crack open this case because it wasn't done fairly. There's a concept in law. Do you have the legal capacity to make certain decisions? Judges always want to make sure that no one is being taken advantage of. No one is being
Clearly what
railroaded
this
into anything.
is,
It's a
man.
reason why
And
we protect.
any judge who takes it, like, even looks at this for more than 5 minutes, would just say, how would you expect an Amish person to receive your emails, phone calls, and digitalized liens? How would you expect that? A reasonable judge would go, you're a moron for trying to put liens on a house and email them or phone them. You're stupid. This was done unfairly. You're taking advantage of the community. Throw it the fuck out. It's what would happen. Like, it's what should happen, but I don't know. It's probably gonna be like a 2 year long fucking battle because it's Canada.
For example, children. Why we protect people who don't have mental capacity. And I'm not comparing the
Yeah.
Amish with children or people with a mental incapacity. But what I am saying is if you were a community that does not use email, does not use
Well,
phones,
see, not in the literal sense of like, oh, they have a mental deficiency or they're children so they don't understand or, they have a mind of a child so they don't understand. No, these are very smart people. But the thing is a child still does not have an ability to defend itself. These guys do not have an ability to defend themselves against liens, digitalized liens or, digitalized um, prosecutions or whatever the fuck you want to call it. They don't have the means in order to do it. It's like giving a 3-year-old a 40-pound weight and expecting him to pick it up. They simply don't have the means, they don't have the muscle, they're unable to pick up that weight. Same with these people. These guys are unable to pick up the calls. They're unable. They just can't. It's not possible. They can't pick up the calls. They don't see them. How are they supposed to defend themselves? So it's literally the same thing. It is essentially like they are children or people with mental deficiencies. They cannot protect themselves. So they should be given the same rights. They shouldn't be taken advantage of like this.
Does
It's
not use
crazy.
apps that has a
It's
religious
crazy.
exemption, and you have this bureaucratic war against them where you're sending notices in ways that the community doesn't even know. That
Yeah.
is not a level playing field. That is the government being a bully.
Excuse me.
And here, the Democracy Fund is going to level the playing field. We have set up a
Yeah.
website.
As it should. I'm just gonna kind of stick it there. I don't really need to go much further into a lot of this, but yeah, I mean that's kind of what I wanted to watch with that and just get the basis of what was going on with that. I think it's crazy that they're trying to do that, and in Canada too. Like we're supposed to be the nice people. We're supposed to like uh, be accepting of other races and religions and whatever, but we're just attacking them and bullying them and robbing them. I think that's crazy. Like Trudeau must be really hurting if he's going after the Amish now. It's it's insane. I can't believe that. I mean, like I'm assuming this is one of the guys in the village. This is just a hardworking dude. Just regular hardworking farm guy. You can see the fucking hunch in his shoulder. His body's permanently hunched forward because he's a hardworking fucking dude. And you're gonna fine them $300,000-$400,000 collectively? I think that's insane. And this guy doesn't even know what a cell phone is. I'm pretty sure there's about 1,000 people in the world that have a dad that look like this, that sit on the couch and watch TV, don't even know what a fucking iPhone 16 means. Guaranteed.